This is a matchup we have been waiting for. Two elite wide receivers. They bring a great skill set and swagger, hoping to use this showcase to show they are the top receiver in the country. Welcome to Notre Dame Stadium, the legendary home of the Fighting Irish. As we'll see the number 21 team in the country, the Texas A&M Aggies, taking on the 5th-ranked team, the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. For EA Sports, I'm Chris Fowler, joined in the booth by Kirk Herbstreit. Kirk, let's get this thing going. The Aggies will kick this deep to start us off. Looks like the returner will try and field this one. He'll be tackled at the 17. Strong job by the coverage team. So Notre Dame's offense comes onto the field for the first time today. We got a quarterback here, Kirk, who's just trying to find his way, but the coaches have said they trust him.
Well, I think that's a big part of what he's able to do, and the reason they're giving him a chance to go out there and be the quarterback is he knows this offense. He's able to get this offense in good spots. Avoid the negative play is critical today for this team to win.
Slides to avoid the big hit.
Boy, they go with the quarterback option here, and the play just didn't seem to feel like it had much of a chance. The execution just off. You got to either keep that or pitch it. He was a little bit hesitant and allowed the defense to get to him.
Game makes it 2nd and medium. Handoff here from the shotgun. Zero running room. Stopped right at the line of scrimmage. Early adversity here. They face a 3rd down in the opening possession. Looking to throw. It's Carr. Lets it go quickly. Oh, what a grab! And he'll get the 1st down yards before they finally bring him down.
Well, this is why this guy's one of the top wide receivers in college football. It's 3rd down. The defense knows you're probably going to go to him, and they still can't stop him from coming down with a big play.
Notre Dame getting set with a 1st and 10 coming up. Off the play fake, looking to throw. That pass is incomplete. Unclear who the intended receiver was that time.
Man, Chris, I don't know if that was a bad read by the quarterback or a bad route by the receiver. They got to get this cleaned up before the next time they go through the air.
Offense getting set. 2nd down play here. And he's back to throw again after that incompletion on 1st down. That's reeled in. It's Fields. They bring him down quickly. A short pitch and catch to get a little bit closer to the marker.
Well, a lot of times you call a slant, you'd love to see some big yards after the catch. But when they don't go for many yards after the catch like this, that is a good stop by the defense.
Looking to throw yet again. Took contact on the throw, but they don't connect. It's incomplete, and it brings up 4th down.
Gosh, I just love to watch this defense fly around. Great job here on 3rd down. Look at it. You're on the road. Things are going against you early in the game, and you block all of that out, and you're running around with confidence making plays.
And the punt team now on to kick it away. And the ball rolls dead. So Texas A&M's offense comes out for their first possession today. It's a group that's really led by the big fellas up front. Offensive line that can ball you. They really are the personality of this team. Can they impose that today again, Kurt?
Well, some people will go out and recruit quarterbacks and receivers, try to win the game out on the perimeter. These guys love to be able to develop offensive linemen, and it's paid off. They can run the football, they get behind those big boys up front, and they dominate people. Cannot wait to see this defense load up physically and hold up against this offensive line.
It's early. but this crowd is fired up. Listen to this noise here. This is going to be tough for the visitors today. Dropping back, it's Reed. Incomplete. That should have been caught. That's on the receiver.
Oh, man, for him to be that wide open and drop it. Sometimes you just have too much time in your hands. You end up thinking way too much. Gets your hands a little shaky.
And wow, listen to this crowd noise. This stadium is vibrating. That's why this is such a tough place for visitors to play. Looks like he's going to run it. He's not going to get the first down. It's 4th down. The Aggies will bring their punt team onto the field. And that sets up a return. The coverage team makes the stop on this return. And now the first play of this drive is set up at the 37. They'll run it here. Fighting off the defender. They get him down with the junior with an excellent run there.
Boy, just a great play by the running back here. Just finding his lanes and exploding through the gap when it opened up.
First down here for this offense. Quarterback still with the football. Nowhere to run. They'll corral him for no gain.
That's just exactly how you coach it from a defensive standpoint. You string the quarterback out to the outside, make him indecisive. By the time he makes a decision, the rest of the defense is coming in. Nice tackle for a loss.
Second down after that previous play. Caught on the shovel pass. Complete on the shovel pass. And the defense swarms not much of a gain on that completion.
The thing about this tight end is he is not only a great blocker, but shows here early in this game he can make great catches as well.
So the offense getting set. This is not where you want to be against this defense. 3rd and long. Looking downfield. It's Carr. Oh, down he goes. It's a sack.
How about that? One of the so-called little guys putting the pressure on the quarterback there. That was a strong safety sneaking in. I don't think the quarterback saw him, and eventually he comes home with a sack.
They bring the punter onto the field now. And he'll kick it away now for the 2nd time. And a low line drive, ugly punt. And he lets it land, and it'll just bounce out of bounds. Offense out for the first play of the drive, beginning at the 22. Using the ground game here. Tailback has the handoff. Going absolutely nowhere. It'll be a loss of it.
Man, every defensive coordinator will tell you, I just want my guys to play fast. And how about that one right there? He almost ends up tackling the quarterback as he's handing the ball off. This offense is lucky they didn't end up fumbling.
Play action fake, looking to throw. He's running out of time here. He'll just throw it away to avoid the sack.
Anytime a quarterback's able to recognize a free rusher like that, that's what the check down is for. He has to recognize the protection issues quickly and pivot.
So a tricky situation here. 3rd and very long inside your own 20. How much of a risk do you take? You know this defense could be very aggressive at this moment. Looking to scramble. Going to try to use his legs here. The defense stops him short of the marker, so it's 4th down coming up. And the Aggies will have to kick this away when he comes for his 2nd punt of the game. The fair catch made at the 25-yard line. And the first play of the drive now from the 25. Back to throw. It's Carr. Caught over the middle. It's Fields. And he's brought down after a big first down gain. It's second and short. Maybe an opportunity, Kirk, to take a shot here. That completion sets up a second down play. They'll hand it off. Tackle, but only after picking up a fresh set of downs.
Well, good push up front here in this back. I tell you, he's got some outstanding vision to be able to find those creases, to be able to get positive yards, and here he gets the first down.
Offense comes up on first down in 13 personnel. This could create some problems for a defense. Receiver in motion now. And in first down, they go right back to him. Defense will make the stop at what will probably be the final play of this opening quarter. So, Kirk, we reached the end of one. So far, a defensive stalemate here in the early stats illustrating the story. Getting set here now for the second period. Both offenses looking for some efficiency, for a spark after that opening quarter. Here we go. First play of the quarter. Offense setting up for a second down play. Wants to throw it. Bringing pressure. Nowhere to go. The ball knocked loose. Looks like the defense has it for a takeaway.
I think that's on the quarterback and the offensive line. They were breathing down this quarterback's neck before he could even recognize that they were there, and they were able to knock it loose.
And here comes the Texas A&M offense back on the field. They were held to a quick 3-and-out last time, looking to put together a positive drive here. The junior able to bring him down quickly. Important second down play coming up. Back to pass. It's Reed. Swarmed to the pass rush. A sack.
Chris, that is textbook by this defense in man-to-man coverage. Nowhere to go for this quarterback. He's looking around everywhere to find an open man. By the time he figures it out, it's a sack for the defense.
So here comes third and long, trying to overcome that sack. This is going to be really difficult. On third down, he drops to throw. Defense is coming after him. This one's going to fall incomplete. Brings up fourth down.
Hey, it's an incompletion, but it's a nice job by the quarterback. I know it didn't pan out, but the most important thing is he didn't turn the football over and he didn't take a sack. It'll give your kicker a chance to put some points on the board if they opt for the field goal here on fourth down.
So on fourth down, the decision is to try out the field goal team. He knocks it through with confidence. It breaks the scoreless tie here, makes it 3-0.
Boy, this guy has such a strong leg. No problem. Up into the net from 50 plus.
Following the field goal, the kickoff team is out there now. He's going to return it from near the goal line. He stopped at the 20, tried to make something happen. That's good coverage there. Here's the first play of the drive now from the 20-yard line. Off the play fake on first down. Running out of time in the pocket. They've got him. Again, he couldn't escape.
I can't believe the amount of pressure this defense is getting on this quarterback. Sack after sack. Boy, you got to think about changing things up. The snap count, the scheme, anything at all to help this offensive line. They're overmatched so far in this game.
Pass protection, a serious issue. Another sack makes it second and long. Back to throw. It's Carr. Pressure is coming. Escapes the pocket. Tries to get loose in the scramble, but is brought down after a short gain.
That's what I really love about this quarterback. Looks downfield, everybody's covered. Instead of just throwing this ball away, he's got the athletic ability to make this defense pay for it by picking up some good yards.
Well, a serious challenge for this offense. You don't want to be in 3rd and long inside your own 20. How much of a risk will they take if they're to pick up? They trap him and sack him back at the 10.
I mean, that's another sack, Chris. I mean, we're just getting started here. First half, and you're already talking about giving up 3 sacks. You got to think about changing things up schematically, help that offensive line, and help that poor quarterback before he gets killed.
And here comes the punter onto the field.
In punt formation to kick it away.
And the returner elects to fair catch it. No return. And here comes the Aggies offense back on the field. They were fortunate to get points on the last possession because of a long-range field goal. On the move now. The sophomore calls his own number and keeps this drive moving. Fresh set of downs for the offense. First down. He's looking to throw. The pocket breaking down. Oh, they trap him for a sack.
How about Notre Dame sending a backer here? He comes up with the sack. A little Rudy magic on this one. Well, they've had some great linebacker play over the years. Of course, think about Manti Te'o, Jalen Smith, who's now in the NFL and had a great career in South Bend. Notre Dame with great history in playing linebacker.
First down sack, pushes the ball back. Second down coming up. Takes off in a bootleg. He stays alive. Pass rush swarming him again.
I thought the strong safety did a really good job of disguising the blitz, waiting to the last possible moment, and then at the snap of the ball, catching the offensive line off guard. Nobody saw him. He gets home free and comes up with a sack.
So here comes 3rd and long. Giving up that sack has made this a real challenge for the offense. Looking to throw it on 3rd and very long. Nowhere to go here, and the ball is knocked loose. And the defense comes up with the football.
One huge advantage here on 3rd and long for the defense is how long it takes your receivers to get downfield to get open. Here the defense is able to capitalize by getting to the quarterback and forcing that fumble.
Fighting Irish offense is back on the field. They're coming off a quick 3-and-out, so looking to put something together on this drive with a little more urgency. Nowhere to run on that play. They've got him in the backfield. It's a loss of a yard.
Brings up second down.
Getting set. Here's second down. Scanning the field. It's Carr. The pass rush closing in. And he dumps it off to the tight end. He's brought down after a short gain. That's not going to be first down yardage.
Boy, that's pretty good coverage here by this defense. Not much of a window to throw this ball into, but the quarterback's accuracy and the size of the tight end picks up a nice gain.
And he'll drop back here on 3rd down. Receiver makes the grab. They make the stop at the 25, but it's 1st and 10 for this offense.
What an impressive job here by this quarterback to work through his progressions, had the time to be able to read the defense properly, and then eventually finds the underneath route for a first down.
It's the 2-minute timeout of what's been a really competitive game so far. Chance for the offense to take the lead before the break. Notre Dame getting set with a 1st and 10 now. Quarterback drops back from the shotgun. Catch made on the out route.
The key here, Chris, is the timing by the quarterback. The fact he got the ball out quickly gave his receiver a chance. One more hitch or a slight hesitation, and that's an incompletion or an interception.
Notre Dame now operating in the red zone. The back's got it. Good enough for first down yardage.
Look, I realize on any play call, when it's properly executed, it can go to the house for a touchdown. But the runs that really make a game plan work are the ones where you get just what you need. And he barely got the first down, but he got it.
Will we see a touchdown here in the first half? It's 1st and 10. And the back now goes in motion. And looking to throw now on first down. The pass rush gets home. Timeout is called to talk strategy late in this close game with halftime approaching.
If this team can hold on today and win, this pass rush deserves all the credit in the world. They have gotten after this quarterback so many times. Really, every time the opposing offense does something positive, it feels like a sack just stops any progress.
Now the offense will call a timeout here. Something they didn't like about what they saw there. Wanting to make an adjustment before this critical down. 7th play of the drive coming up, but it is 3rd down and long. Looking downfield, it's Carr. On the run here, lets it go. Finds his target, and it's complete. They make the stop just short of the first. Looks like inches to go, and now 4th down.
Well, a quick short throw here, not able to convert for the first down. You'd love to see that route maybe a little bit deeper to give yourself a better chance, but they come up a little bit short. So now it's decision-making time for the coach. I'd be shocked if they didn't go for it.
So they settled for 3 here, and now the kickoff. See if the opposing offense can answer before halftime. They'll return it from inside the 5. The returner is brought down. Gets it started on the next drive. Here's the first play of the drive now. They're backed up at their own 14. First down, looking to throw the ball. Running back has it on a screen now. He shreds the tackle. And he's shoved out of bounds by the defense short of the first down marker.
Screen plays are risky because the defense can get to the quarterback and it also can be covered. Many times, the quarterback just throws it away. Here, they get some positive yards.
Now it's 2nd down here. Looking for a receiver. Moves out of the pocket. Stopped short of the 25, but it's enough to move the sticks.
Chris, I love the patience here by the quarterback. He's waiting for something to happen downfield, but it's not there. Then you see the athletic ability to be able to pick up some good yards.
One more play before they head to the locker room. Looking to throw it on first down. Incomplete, but a penalty flag is down in the backfield. Let's get the call. So that offensive penalty will be declined, but the defense, they're happy to take the result of that play. And that will do it for the first half here. Kevin Connors now has our halftime update.
And it should come as no surprise that we have ourselves a fun matchup in South Bend. And that defense has to feel like it just played about as close to a perfect first half as it can play. And who am I to argue? I mean, check out that scoreboard. Bone-crushing hits and an airtight secondary. Feels like they have 12, 13 dudes out there against that offense, which needs a real pick-me-up and fast. I don't know about you, but I'm ready to watch this one unfold. Back to our guys in the booth.
Notre Dame will kick it off to start the second half. He'll return it from inside the 10-yard line. He'll be tackled at the 18. That's good coverage there. Offense out there for the first play of this drive from the 18. And they'll start the third quarter here on the ground. He moves the ball across the 20 to the 22. makes it 2nd and medium. Takes the handoff again. That's a nice wrap up there by the junior. The important 3rd down play coming up. To the air, it's Reed. He escapes the pocket. He gets loose. They get him down, but that's a nice play. Moves the ball to the 33. Texas A&M getting set with a 1st and 10 now. Handoff running right. And he'll be smothered right at the line for no gain. Offense behind the 6 now on 2nd and 11 after the 1-yard loss. Quarterback wants to throw it on 2nd down. Quick completion to the tight end. Defense reacts quickly. A very short gain on the play. They're backed up here trying to make something happen on 3rd and long. Dropping back. We're going to throw for the 1st down. Gets the ball up as he's hit, but it's incomplete.
Well, it's a big stop here by this defense. Tie game, just get into the 2nd half, make some good adjustments, good awareness there on that 3rd down play, and now it sets up for 4th down.
The Aggies will line up to boot it away. We'll see if he can make a play on this return. And the coverage team gets the returner to the ground. First play of the drive now. They'll start from the 32. Out of the shotgun, he hands it off. Fights off a defender. And he's stopped again. They've had patience with the ground game, but just nowhere to run tonight. That's been a big theme. Offense getting set. It's 2nd down. The back's got it again. They keep beating the running back, but he's had nowhere to go tonight. They've been dominated at the line of scrimmage.
That's a great play all around by this defense. Your 1st-level defenders hold their own at the point of attack, allowing the 2nd and 3rd-level players to roam free and make the tackle close to the line of scrimmage.
Nothing going with the running game on those 2 plays. Now it's 3rd down and 10. Looking to pass. It's Carr. Makes the ground. It's Fields. He stopped out at the 42. That's a solid gain. Get closer to midfield.
Love to see a quarterback who looks for a matchup on 3rd down. Sees his go-to guy who's got a favorable matchup, gets the ball to him for a 1st down.
This line getting set up. It's a 1st down play. There's the snap. Looking to throw the ball. He's running out of time here. Able to throw it away. He felt the heavy pressure, took a hit, but got rid of the football.
Well, everybody talks about sacks, and they're very important. But sometimes just the rush, the pressure, affecting the quarterback is just as effective. He didn't have a clean throwing lane, and they forced the incompletion.
He hands it off from the gun. And the runner brought down after just a short gain. Solid gain on the running play. 3rd down now. Back now goes in motion. Defense will have to adjust. A deep shot to the left side. Oh, and he can't quite hold on. A great chance for their 1st interception here today. But it's going to bring up 4th down.
Now, the defense better be aggressive here themselves. Clearly, we're seeing an approach by this offense that they're going to attack downfield. Probably saw something in the first half that they could take advantage of. They come out early and try to hit it for a big one.
They'll kick it away here. And they've got the returner corralled. And the first play of the drive now from the 25. To throw, it's Reed. Looking to scramble. Oh, what a move. And a nice gain there in the scramble. He saw an opening and tried to get there with his legs.
Hey, if nothing else is there, good decision by this quarterback to be able to pick up some positive yards. Rather see him do that than force the ball into coverage. Good heads-up play.
Second down play coming up for this offense. Takes the handoff. It's Moss. Looks like Texas A&M will have the first down.
Hey, it's not a lot, but you know what? It's enough for the first down. Move those sticks and keep this drive going.
New set of downs for the offense. 1st and 10. It's a run. Running back's got it. They'll stop him behind the line for a loss of 1. Offense behind the 6 now on 2nd and 11 after the 1-yard loss. Now they'll switch it up, looking to throw the ball here. The receiver grabs it. Tackled pretty quickly, but that is a decent gain on the throw.
The slant may look like an easy play to defend, but it can be really tough, especially against man coverage, without any help to the inside. If you're the offense and you continue to see that man coverage, they might as well just keep attacking just like that.
Quarterback in the shotgun here on 3rd down. He cannot escape. It's a sack.
Well, the offensive line is so caught up in communicating to pick up the defensive lineman, nobody picks up the middle linebacker on the blitz. He gets the sack.
And the Aggies will line up to punt it away. And it's taken at the 25. And the coverage team pins him in and brings him down. Here comes the opening play of the drive, and beginning from the 33. And they'll run it out of the shotgun. The junior able to bring him down quickly. Get to the end of 3. It's been a tremendous competitive battle, Kirk, as we check out some of the stats so far. Let's see how this 4th quarter unfolds. Everything to play for here for both teams. Offense getting set for a 2nd down here to begin the quarter. Quarterback keeps the football. Slides down to avoid the tackle.
Not exactly the outcome this offense was hoping for here on the option. They didn't lose any yards, which is great. I think they're definitely looking for more from that play.
The offense now looking at a 3rd and short from their own 40, trying to keep this drive going. It's a shovel pass, complete. It's caught. A quick shovel pass there.
Good job here by the defense on 3rd down. Forget about throwing downfield. They go short, and they make them pay for it with a loss of yardage.
The punt team making their way on the field. On to kick now for the 5th time tonight. He'll call for the fair catch here. And they'll start the drive here from the 23-yard line. He'll hand it off. Picks up 2, so it's 2nd and 8.
Chris Chris, is it just me, or is it a little bit strange that this offense continues to give this back the football, especially late in the game? He's got under 10 yards rushing in this game, hasn't been able to get anything going. It might be time to pivot and try something else.
Looking to throw. It's Reed. Bringing pressure. Under pressure, just lets it go. Offense facing a 3rd and long from the 25. What's the call going to be? Dropping back. They're going to throw for the first down. Looking for his big tight end. He's got it with room to run. And he picks up the first down before they get him to the ground. The Aggies come to the line to start a fresh set of downs. Here's the handoff. Only a small gain. Now looking at 2nd and 9. Receiver now before the snap. 2nd down, we're going to throw it. On the move now. On the move, trying to scramble for the first down, comes up short.
Hey, if you're not going to account for a quarterback, he's going to be smart enough to take off when the opportunity is there.
Offense needing to keep this drive alive. It's a 3rd down play. Can he make it to the marker? And they do pick up first down yardage. Set up now at the 44.
Well, it's a nice job up front by the offensive line, but give the running back an assist for setting those blocks up before he's able to get downfield for the first down.
This Texas A&M offense is moving quickly down the field. And they'll go right back to him on first down.
Great offenses are able to stay ahead of the chains, and runs like that on first down are exactly what I'm talking about. Now you have a lot that you can call here on this 2nd down.
The game makes it 2nd and medium. Here comes a handoff. And he will be stuffed for no gain. Play coming up. This would be a 56-yard attempt if they don't gain anything. To throw, it's Reed. Defense is coming after him. Oh, down he goes. It's a sack. Timeout is called by the defense. That's their first of the half.
If I'm on this offensive line, I would not want to look at the game film after their performance today. It's almost like they've been moonwalking backwards the entire game, getting pushed all around by this defensive front. Chris, they've already given up 6 sacks alone in this game.
On 1st and 10, they'll look to throw it. Short connection to the tight end here.
That's a good job here, staying ahead of the chains. Good pickup here on first down. The quarterback hits the safety valve that time, the big tight end. That'll bring up a 2nd and manageable here for this offense.
Pass complete. It's 2nd down now. They'll try the ground game here with the running back. They'll stop him behind the line for a loss of 1.
Brings up 3rd down.
Clock stops officially 2 minutes to go before the end of this game. We'll take a quick pause. Here we go. Crucial play coming up. It's 3rd down and 3. Looking to pick up the first down through the air. Grab down the middle. It's Fields. Moves the ball out across the 30. That's good for a first down.
Big conversion there on 3rd down to the receiver. Quarterbacks love a guy that they can depend on in these kind of situations.
Big guys up front lined up. It's first down. Dropping back. It's Carr. Makes the throw across the middle of the field. What a catch! They get him down, but a big play moves into the 45.
The running back that time just kind of sneaks out of the backfield and shows his hands on that nice catch.
First down here for this offense. Here's the snap, looking to throw. It's an out route, the catch made. They bring him down after a short gain there.
Man, give the defense a lot of credit. You're taking away the elite receiver. That primary target forces the quarterback to find a second or third option. He gets positive yards, but anytime you can take away the big play late in the game, it's going to help you be able to secure victory.
Quarterback looking to pass here on 2nd down. Caught over the middle. It's low. Not much after the catch, but it is good enough for a first down. And a timeout is called. They'll talk it over. Tied late here in the 4th quarter. Notre Dame getting set with a 1st and 10 coming up. Quarterback drops back from the shotgun, looking for a receiver. The sure hands. It's low. Now the timeout is called by the defense. They've got some things to work out here.
A running back who can take a check down like that and turn it into a gain can be a quarterback's best friend. And it's an easy way to rack up those touches and get the ball to your playmaker in the open field.
Running out of time in the pocket. QB to the tight end for a completion. The stop made at the 5. The offense will have 1st and goal now. The defense will spend their 2nd timeout here to make some adjustments. Here's a 1st and goal. Finally a chance to score the first touchdown of this game. Dropping back, it's Carr. Caught near the goal line. And now the defense decides to spend a timeout to regroup a bit.
Well, it's tough to play defense inside the 5-yard line. You're spread all over the field. They do a good job of pressuring, but more importantly, they keep the receiver short of the goal line.
He'll hand it off. Stop right at the line. This is a stubborn defense backed up against the goal line.
What a great play by the defense here. Getting close to the goal line, not only do they come up with a big stop, but they send them backwards in the process.
The defense has kept the offense out of the end zone all game. Can they stop on 3rd and goal? And the offense calls timeout with 17 seconds left. So looks like they'll bring the field goal unit onto the field. And this to almost certainly win the football game. The field goal is good. Pandemonium here. They've taken the lead in the final seconds. After the clutch kick to take the lead, now they'll kick it away. The offense still a chance to tie this game if they can drive the field quickly. Return begins inside the 10. Stop at the 22. That's pretty solid coverage there. Offense out for the first play of the drive, beginning at the 22. Here comes a first down pass attempt. Delivers from the pocket, complete over the middle. They tackle him at the 38. Solid gain. Nice play there. When you're team that comes in, Kirk, with great expectations, big goals at the end, you're going to get tested. They were tested here today by another ranked team. I was impressed how they responded.
Chris, there's no doubt about it. I think the thing that really stood out to me is the way they played for 4 quarters, just dominating football. And this is a team that's had to deal with being kind of the hunted, the team that knows that every single week teams want to bring them down. They took on a very talented team today and just dominated.
And that's going to wrap it up. For Kirk Street, I'm Chris Fowler. This has been another presentation of EA Sports College Football.